Intuition behind neural network. Welcome to very first video of artificial neural network and deep learning in Unfold Data Science. Now at the moment you go to Google and write neural network, this is the first image that pops up. I see a problem there. So if you want to learn neural network, then this is not a place to start with. Why? Let us try to understand. Let's say you are a builder and you plan to make a building. Okay. So before going into the making the building, you should know what are bricks, what is cement, what is a rod, and what are the different things that are needed to make that building, so that you can be able to use the properties of this material and you can be able to plan properly and execute your construction properly. This is the right way to proceed. Not you go to the building and start making the building without understanding the nuts and bolts of the building. Similarly, this is a neural network. We will not try to understand this neural network directly. Okay. What we will do is we will try to understand nuts and bolts of this neural network, and then we will try to relate those with this diagram. Okay. Welcome to Unfold Data Science. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. Let us start the discussion. Now, if I omit this picture, then I will try to make you understand what is neural network through example of a puzzle. Okay. Let us say I give you a puzzle to solve. Okay. So this is your puzzle. Okay. This is your puzzle. Now this puzzle has three pieces. This is piece 1, this is piece 2, and this is piece 3. Okay. Let us say the answer of this puzzle should be 300 for simplicity. Okay. When you solve this puzzle from different parts or different components of the puzzle, when you solve, you get the answer as, let us say, 280. Okay. The answer you should get is 300, but you are getting 280. Now in this case you are getting 20 as your error, or 20 you are missing somewhere. 20 is the error of your puzzle that you should take care by doing something. Now let us try to understand one thing very clearly here. This 20 is not only coming from this piece or this piece or this piece. This 20 is coming from collectively all these pieces. So there is a possibility that out of this 20, 10 is coming from here, 6 from here, and 4 from here. There is a possibility. There is a possibility that this particular piece of the puzzle is contributing more to the error, where these two pieces are contributing less to the error. In that case, here error will be 18, here it can be 0, and here it can be 2. So altogether it should be 20. Now when we do this, when we try to solve different pieces of the puzzle and try to come to a result by combining all the solution, this process in the world of neural network is called something known as forward propagation. Okay, forward propagation. At the moment you see an error, so here we are seeing the error of 20. At the moment you see an error, you go back and try to see which parts of the puzzle are giving you more error, and you try to optimize this 18. So this piece of the puzzle is giving more error, so we must optimize this piece. Now how do we optimize this piece, and how do we bring this 18 to 16 or 15 or 14, so that this 20 becomes 18 or 17 or 19? That process of going back and checking which parts are creating more error and fixing those errors is called something known as backward propagation. So I am sure you would have heard of these terms in context of neural network. So this is called forward propagation, when you try to fix a puzzle using different pieces and in the end you combine all those pieces, and when you go up to see where from more errors are coming and fix those particular parts, this is called backward propagation. So these are some of the two basic terminology in the context of neural network. Now this is how human brain works. Okay, this is how human brain works. What if it's a machine? Let me give you another example. When you read a book, right, you read chapter 1, you read chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter n, and then you collate all the information and then you have knowledge of that book. Similarly, when you do anything in real world, right, when you play football for example, then you see that one player is standing that side, one player is here, here is the goal post. So all those information come together in your brain, and then you know what to do next, where to kick the ball or where is the ball, right? So what happens when we can mimic the behavior of human brain through machine? Okay, that is the purpose of artificial neural network or neural network. If somebody asks you what is the purpose of artificial neural network, then the one-liner answer to that will be mimicking the behavior of human brain. Okay, mimicking the working of human brain, right? Now this is not an easy job, guys. Human brain is a very complex thing. Okay, human brain is a very complex thing. So all the information pass through different channels and different ways in which human brain processes the information. But the basic building block of our brain, there is something called as a neuron. Okay, so basic building block of our brain is something called neuron. Now if we want to mimic the behavior of human brain in machine, we must create something known as artificial neuron, and that is why the name is artificial neural network. Okay, before going into the much details of what is neuron, one concept you should understand, that is known as perceptron. Okay, so what is perceptron? Perceptron is a concept that came in 1950s. Okay, so this was in theory in 1950s. The meaning of perceptron is, can we create a machine, or can we create a system, or can we create a gate which can take multiple inputs, okay, and give one output. So let us say this is the simple perceptron that you can see here. This is known as a perceptron, a very old concept. Okay, let us say I am giving three inputs to this perceptron, x1, x2 and x3. Okay, and the output of perceptron is binary, 0 or 1. That is the property of perceptron. The output of a perceptron is binary. Okay, so how this works is, if x1 plus x2 plus x3 greater than equals to a threshold, so user sets this threshold, then this value is 1. If it is less than threshold, then this value is 0. This is all that a perceptron does. To understand this with a day-to-day example, let us understand that the job is to predict whether somebody has diabetes or no. Okay, if somebody has diabetes. Now how do you predict if somebody has a diabetes or no? So we take all the training data and we train through this perceptron. Let's imagine a hypothetical machine learning problem here. We take all the data and we train through this perceptron. So in x we can take age, in x2 we can take height, and in x3 we can take weight. Okay, so if we can establish a formula like this, if age plus height plus weight is greater than a threshold, then person has diabetes or person does not have a diabetes. If we can establish a formula like that, then we will be able to mimic the perceptron behavior in diabetes prediction problem, or we can use this perceptron. But the downside or the limitation of perceptron is, perceptron always works on binary input, number one, and perceptron does not give you lot of flexibility to provide the inputs. The real world problems are little complex than this. Okay, the real world problems are little complex than this. So we do not, so suppose a person comes to you and you have to tell by your human intelligence only if the person has diabetes or no. You will not give similar weight to age, height and weight. These are three parameters of a person, but these three parameters are not equally important for someone having the diabetes, right? Not equally important. Maybe some of these are more important and some of these are less important, maybe. So how do we assign that weight to this perceptron? Can we just assign some weights, W1, W2, W3? So if we assign these weights, then the calculation here becomes W1, W2, W3, right? To simplify, we can write summation of Wi xi greater than equals to threshold, then 1 else 0. This is one way of dealing with the perceptron, or how do you use the perceptron. Based on this perceptron, the concept of neurons are developed. Okay, so what is neuron? Neuron is nothing but a sophisticated perceptron. Okay, so we saw what is a perceptron. A neuron is nothing but a sophisticated perceptron. So this is perceptron 1. It takes different inputs there are x1, x2, x3, there are weights to all these inputs, and then it will run something called as an activation function, and then it will give us output. Okay, and one neuron, as I told, neurons communicate with each other, and then we know where to kick the ball in a football match. Neurons communicate with each other, and then we know what is the context of a book after reading the book. Similarly, this is neuron 1. For example, there can be another neuron 2. Okay, and when these neurons come together to do a particular task, now relate with that puzzle example. Multiple neurons come together to do a particular task. That process or that structure is known as neural networks. Okay, now there are more things to know in neural network. This is the very basic thing about neural network. So there are more things to know, like what is activation function, what is a bias term, more details of what is forward propagation, what is backward propagation, and what is the maths behind it. So it's my duty to make you understand the maths behind neural network and then explain you how neurons communicate with each other. And I was talking about correcting the error in backward propagation, right? So how the errors are corrected, which mathematical equation runs behind, and how those things works internally. I will make all these things clear to you in my upcoming videos. Just to reiterate what we have discussed in this video, to mimic the behavior of human brain, scientists have implemented something known as perceptron, and from perceptron neurons were built, and when multiple neurons communicate with each other, that is called an artificial neural network. You already understood what is forward propagation and what is backward propagation through that puzzle example. In my next video, I'll bring to you more details about neural network with additional mathematical concepts. I request all of you to stay safe from the COVID, stay safe with your family, keep learning, keep improving, and take care.